footsteps of his father, an NYPD detective he admired so deeply. He fulfilled that dream and stepped into the ranks of the NYPD himself. And there were so many nights with his tour of duty ended when he'd have a long talk on the phone with you, Dennis, seeking your advice about the very difficult work of policing our city, and also hoping for your praise. And when he was on duty, the job itself was its own reward. Dennis became a police officer for precisely the right reason, because he wanted to help people, because he cared. For nearly 8 years, he controlled some of our city's largest public housing developments. And as officers who have that duty will tell you, this work involves serving and protecting many of our most vulnerable New Yorkers. Those who, often because of age or disability, need a little extra help and an extra measure of security in their daily lives. As the people of this community know so well, Hurricane Sandy's devastation magnified that mission dramatically. It denied so many of our fellow New Yorkers in public housing the basics of heat and hot water and food for days and days on end. And during those desperate days, Dennis regularly reported for duty well before dawn. He climbed the cold, pitch-dark, high-rise stairways of red brick houses with food and blankets and other essential supplies, and with something else people badly needed at that moment: reassurance and a smile. And then 12 full hours later, he'd drive back here to the Rockaways, where his own family had been flooded out of their home, and everyone was camping out by candlelight at your house lane, because fortunately it's located on higher ground. And because the whole family was such a wonderful group of animal lovers, there were almost as many dogs as people there. Well, Dennis got the family home repaired, the same spot he'd grown up in as a boy, and he continued to share with you, Miriam. And Dennis made sure that you, Kathleen, and you, Jonathan, knew that no matter how grown up and independent you were or might become, it would always remain a welcoming home for you, too. Now, with the winter finally over, his thoughts were turning to the warm weather ahead, to firing up the backyard barbecue and putting on an apron that read, and I quote, "Grill Master, the man, the myth, the legend." He looked forward to bicycling with you, Kathy, and with you, Alyssa. And as for you, Zachary, he was so proud of your recent progress on your bike that he emailed a video of you to the whole extended family. But of course, duty came first. It always did with Dennis. It came first last July when he pulled off the Bell Parkway and rescued a little boy from a car that was on fire just before an overheated tire exploded. And duty also came first 8 days ago, when without a heartbeat's hesitation, he and Officer Rosa Rodriguez did what so many wouldn't have had the courage to do. Let me say at this moment, let's all please keep Officer Rodriguez's family in our hearts and our prayers. Keep her in our hearts and our prayers as she fights today for her life. Officer Guerra and Officer Rodriguez rushed to a high-rise fire on Surf Avenue because their first thought was, it's up to us to save people's lives. And so yes, we'll always remember with sorrow how Dennis left us that day. But we'll also remember with pride the example of valor and devotion to duty that he set. For that reason, as Commissioner Bratton will mention in a moment, the Commissioner has chosen to posthumously promote to first grade detective Dennis Guerra.